Hi students. So last week I've sent you 2 assignments. You must be wondering why. Because you know that we were an assignment behind. Like in other subjects we had already completed 5th assignment, but in English we were still doing our 4th one. So now we are all even. We are all in the same assignment. So first let's start the class with the answers, with discussion of the answers of the previous assignment. Alright then. So students, before discussing the rest of the exercises, let's discuss what was given to you in the assignment first. Okay. So I had given you this exercise B, page number 9. I wrote the question in your assignment, but actually it is on page number 9. So rewrite the sentences using capital letters and correct punctuation marks, that is full stop and question mark. Now the first one is the bottle is dirty. So as I've told you, in a sentence should always begin with a capital letter and it should always end with a full stop or question mark or exclamation mark, whichever is required in the sentence. By reading the sentence you can easily find out. Okay. Now this first one, the bottle is dirty. So the T should be capital, the bottle is dirty, and at last there should be a full stop. Second, where do you live? This is a question, so W capital in the starting. Where do you live? This is a question, so question mark at the end of it. Third one, do my shoes look shiny? Again this is a question, so D capital in do my shoes look shiny, and at the end there should be a question mark. Now fourth one, please complete the exercise. Here please, P should be capital, then complete the exercise, at last there should be a full stop. Now fifth one, the parents are speaking with the teacher. So here the T of the should be capital, the parents are speaking with the teacher. At the last, at the end, you have to put a full stop. Now the next exercise that was given to you as homework was exercise number D, that is on page number 11. This also I've written it in the assignment, but it is there on page number 11. Alright, in each of the following sentences, circle the subject and underline the predicate. Students, I've already told you in the last video that a subject is the person, place, or thing we are talking about, and the predicate is the information that the more information that is given by about that particular person, place, or thing. All right. Now here, a flock of sheep is the subject. Was grazing in the field is the predicate. Second, the Indian team, subject. Won the cricket match is the predicate. Sana and Vivan, there are 2 subjects here. Go to the school by bus is the predicate. That man is the subject. Is the painter of this painting is the predicate. Seema, Rohit and Moira, now here 3 subjects are there. Made a doll's house is the predicate. The black elephant is the subject. Is eating leaves of the tree is the predicate. Student, this was given to you in your assignment. Also, I had asked you to write few lines on your family. So that is something I cannot tell you what all to write about your family. So you have to write according to yourself. And yes, for answers you have to check your next video, because in every next video I discuss the previous video's assignment. Alright. Now this is the discussion of previous assignment. There are also other exercises in the chapter sentences. We are going to discuss about those exercises as well. Alright students, so in sentences, the first A exercise is look at the picture, rearrange the groups of words to form sentences. Now, game popular is football. So how to arrange these words properly? Football is a popular game. Now that makes sense. Although we had all the words required to make a proper sentence, but the words were not arranged properly. The words were all jumbled. So now we have arranged it properly and it makes sense. We have also started, the first word of the sentence is capital. Football is a popular game, and there is a full stop at the end of it. Now the second one, football children play to love. Does it make any sense? No. Now let's arrange it properly. Children love to play football. So children, see capital, love to play football. At the end there is a full stop. We have just discussed exercise D, in which we were supposed to circle the subject and underline the predicate. The same way exercise C is also there. In this also we are supposed to circle the subject and underline the predicate. Now read the sentences, circle the subject and underline the predicate. One has been done for you. The painting is the subject, is beautiful is the predicate. Rahul was sleeping. Rahul is the subject, was sleeping is predicate. Molly is helping her mother. Molly is the subject, is helping her mother is the predicate. The candle is burning brightly. The candle, subject, is burning brightly, predicate. The girl is wearing a blue frock. The girl is the subject, is wearing a blue frock, predicate. The man is teaching his daughter. The man is the subject, is teaching his daughter is the predicate. The cleaner was cleaning the window. The cleaner is the subject, was cleaning the windows is the predicate. The crocodile was sleeping in the water. The crocodile is the subject, was sleeping in the water is the predicate. Students, now exercise E. Identify the types of sentences. Write A for assertive, I for interrogative, E for exclamatory, and IMP for imperative. We already know that assertive and declarative sentence, it gives some sort of information, it declares something. I for interrogative, which asks more information. Okay, when more information is asked, it ends with a question mark. Exclamatory, it shows some strong feelings and emotions. It ends with an exclamation mark. Imperative sentences are the sentences that shows a request and command. All right. Now let's figure out which sentence is what. Starting with the first one, do not waste water. It is a command. Do not waste water. So this is imperative. Please clean the desk. A request. Imperative again. Do not disturb grandma. Again, we're asking someone. Means this is a command. Okay. So this is imperative. The dog is chewing a bone. This is just a normal sentence. It gives us some information about the dog. So this is assertive. Who invented the telephone? This is a question. So interrogative. Where are Krishna and Kaveri? Again, question is there. So interrogative. Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra. This sentence declares something. It gives us some information. So this is assertive. We have our sports day this Thursday. Again, this statement also, it declares something. This is also assertive. Yummy, daddy has made delicious curry. This shows some strong feeling. Also, it has exclamation mark. So this is exclamatory sentence. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. Again, it gives some information. It declares something. This is assertive. Alright students, so in the last video I already told you about exclamatory sentences. So the one thing that I did not tell you in exclamatory sentences was the interjections. The interjections are the words such as hooray, wow, alas, such sort of words which are used to describe some strong feelings, which help an exclamatory sentence to sound beautiful, to look beautiful. Okay, so we are going to use these interjections also in one of the exercises. Now students, interjections as I've explained it to you. So now match the interjections to the exclamatory sentences. One has been done for you. Hooray, we came first in the race. Yummy, yummy is the word we usually use for food. Right, so yummy, this vegetable curry is delicious. Ouch, When do we use ouch? When there is some pain. Ouch, you stepped on my foot. Shh. Shh is the word we use to ask someone to remain quiet. Shh, mummy is resting. Ugh. When do we use this word? When we see something that is dirty, or when we smell something that is not that smells really bad. Ugh, that smell is horrible. Wow. Wow is the word. Wow is the interjection that we use for something that is beautiful, pretty, which we find really attractive. So wow, that painting is beautiful. All right. Now exercise G. Read the passage given below. Notice the use of different types of sentences. Long, long ago, there lived a poor widow and her son Jatin. They lived on a farm in the countryside. Jatin would help his mother every day. He would chop the wood, milk the cow, and weed the garden. Oh no! What shall we do? Cried Jatin's mother one day. We don't have enough to buy seeds for the farm. Jatin, go and sell the cow in the market. We need the money to buy seeds. All right, mother. It's a market day today. I'll go to town and sell Bessie. All right. So there are different punctuation marks used in the statement. Now let's see. Used in the paragraph. So now write a sentence from the passage that asks a question. Now where is the question mark? What shall we do? So I have written over here, what shall we do? Where question mark is there, obviously that sentence is a question. Gives information. What kind of sentence gives information? A declarative or assertive sentence. So the very first sentence of the passage is the declarative, is the statement that gives us information. Long, long ago, there lived a poor widow and her son Jatin. Now tells us about a strong and sudden feeling. Oh no! Oh no are the words which tell us about some strong and sudden feeling. It ends with exclamation mark. So students, we have discussed almost all the exercises of our second chapter, sentences. There are two exercises that I did not discuss because I want you people to put in your effort to complete those exercises. But also we are going to start a new chapter today. So what is that new chapter? It is nouns. So we'll start with the nouns. So students, nouns are the words that you have already studied about in your grade 1 also. So this is not a new thing for you, but we are going to learn more about nouns, that how many types of nouns are there, along with example. All right, so let's start it. Chapter 3, nouns. We know that nouns are names of persons, places, animals and things. So names of persons, it could be any person name. For example, my name is Smita. Places, let us name Dehradun. Animals, dog, and particularly in dog, if I have to name, then we can give a particular name to that dog. We can give Alex, Muffin, and so on. And things like table, chair, duster, blackboard, and all of these. Okay. So the very first A exercise of this chapter. Write these nouns in the correct boxes given below. One has been done for you. Alright, let's see. Now in people, brother is there. In places, park is there. In animals, snake is there. In things, curtain is there. Alright. Now let's try to find out more. Write these nouns in the correct boxes given below. One has been done for you. All right. See, so we have made they have made separate columns. People, places, animals, and things. So people example they have given: brother, places, park, animal, snake, things, curtain. Now let's fill. People. Let's find out all the people. Brother is already done. Then doctor is a person. So doctor. Sania, name of a person again. Then teacher is a person. People. All right. So that's it. So people, we have already found all the people. Now places. Park is already done. Now after park, school is a place. So school. After school, village is a place. So village. After village, Delhi. Delhi is a place. So Delhi. Now in animals now. Animals, snake is already done. Bird is an animal. Then tiger is an animal. Then other than tiger, monkey is also an animal. Now let's come to things. Curtain is already marked. Milk is a thing and bus is a thing. The words brother, park, bird and curtains are common nouns. The word brother, park, bird and curtains are common noun. So a common noun is a name that refers to a person, an animal, a place or a thing. It does not refer to a particular person, animal, place or thing. So students, a common noun refers to animal, person, place or thing which is not particular. Okay. So for example, that we have already studied for person, teacher, doctor, then engineer. Then for places like school, park, bedroom, all these places. Then for animals, when we generally talk about any animal like cat, dog, monkey. Okay, we are not talking about any particular animal here. So now anything, general things like tables, chairs, curtains. Okay, so all these are common nouns. Now a proper noun, when we are particularly talking about a person, place, animal or thing. Okay, for example, I'll give you an example. Okay, if I say students, today we are going to start this class. So student is a common noun. But if I particularly take out a name, if I say Aditya, you are going to answer my question. So Aditya is a particular person. So that is a proper noun. A proper noun always begins with a capital letter. Alright. So students, that's it for today. We'll send you assignment and you will have to complete it on time and do it in good handwriting. You people are doing really a great job. You are submitting your assignment on time in good handwriting and I'm really impressed. Okay, so this assignment also you are going to do in beautiful handwriting and please complete it on time. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye bye.